Chapter 6. You've always liked ferrets. And it's pretty cool being one. You can't see very well, but your hearing is quite excellent. And you feel so happy. Playful as a kitten, but friendly, like a dog. You leap up on an ottoman, twinkle across the back of a sofa. Being a ferret is fun. It wasn't hard to get the morph. You waited until Ms. Humphries went next door to complain. She left a back door open, and it was easy to slip inside and pick up one of the sleek, furry features. It happily curled up next to your chest while you acquired its DNA. You shrank rapidly, your body turning sleek and supple. You grew fur and whiskers and tiny claws. As soon as you morphed, you wanted to play with the 3 other ferrets. They were confused to see you, but they came over to sniff you, then chased you around the room. The back door slams. Ms. Humphries stumps back in, a ferret draped across her chest. She looks at the ice cream cake in her hand and shrugs. She dumps it into the kitchen trash can. Empty calories, she mutters. Not necessary. Is that a controller thing to say? Or is the ferret lady even weirder than you thought? Everybody likes ice cream cake. You curl up under the sofa so that she won't notice she has one extra ferret. But she doesn't pay attention to her pets, anyway. Another ferret brushes against her legs. She doesn't pick it up, doesn't coo at it, doesn't stroke it. Weird? Or standard operating procedure? The phone rings. Ms. Humphries snatches it up. Yes. A pause. Yes. I'll be there. No, I won't attract attention, she says, sounding irritable. No more than usual. This host is apparently an eccentric. This host. She's a controller. You shrink back under the sofa. You hear a creak above you as she sits. You see her feet in thick-soled loafers. She doesn't move. And doesn't move. What time is it? How long have you been in the morph? You only have 2 hours. You watch as a shadow moves slowly across the floor. How can you get out of the house without her noticing you? The shadow touches the toe of her shoe, and she gets up. Time, she mutters. She stumps around the room, and you creep forward to watch. She slips into her coat, picks up a nearby canvas tote bag. She starts for the door and opens it. You can sneak out. You dart forward, but she suddenly spins around. Ferret lady, she murmurs. Travels with a pet all the time. And before you can move or react, she reaches down and sweeps you up in one hand. She pops you into the tote bag. She zips it partly shut. You can stick your nose out, but that's all. You're trapped, and the clock is ticking. Ms. Humphries tosses the tote bag in the front seat of the car. You hit your head on the door handle. The car jerks forward. You try to work the zipper with your paws. No go. How long do you have left? You can just barely see the car clock. 20 minutes. Too close for comfort. The car stops. Ms. Humphries slings you over her shoulder. You poke your nose out. You're in the beach parking lot. She's going to the sharing meeting. At least the rest of the animorphs will be there. Ms. Humphries plops the bag down on the sand. She trudges off to speak to a knot of people by the volleyball net. 10 minutes left. You wiggle your nose through the opening, thrashing your head to widen the gap. The zipper gives a bit. Not much. Not enough. You hear Cassie's voice nearby. And then you remember that you can use thought speak. Cassie. Cassie. It's me. I'm in Ferret Morph. What? You hear Cassie say. I didn't say anything, someone replies. You realize that Cassie can't thought speak back. And she can't talk out loud, or it will look suspicious. Cassie, I'm in a tote bag lying on the sand. I can't get out. My morph time is up. I think I'm near the volleyball net. Help. You hear the scrunch of the sand. You see bare brown toes. Cassie's concerned face suddenly looms in your vision. Is that you? She whispers. It's me. Hurry. Cassie unzips the tote and casually tucks you under her arm. She strolls up toward the dunes. Almost there, she murmurs. She climbs over the dunes and sets you down. She looks around. Okay. Hurry. You don't need her to tell you. You concentrate, and you feel your legs getting longer. The fur on your skin grows patchy. Your ears grow rounder. Your tail shrinks. Cassie wrinkles her nose. Ew. That's the worst morph I've seen so far. Sorry to disappoint you, you say, glad to feel that you have a mouth. I haven't had much practice. Rachel appears over the dune. Hurry up, guys, she says in a low tone. Jake is going to morph into his dog, Homer. Dogs and cats and ferrets, you say, suddenly feeling hopeless. What a bunch of phoebe morphs. How are we going to fight Visser 3 with those? Something fierce flashes in Rachel's eyes. You glimpse something you've never before seen in pretty, popular Rachel. The girl is a warrior. You've got a point, Rachel says. Chapter 7. Things happen way fast after the meeting at the beach. Too fast. Jake morphs into a lizard and spies on Mr. Chapman, the assistant principal. He finds out that one of the entrances to the Yerrick pool is in your very own school. Every Yerrick has to visit the pool every 3 days in order to soak up Kandrona rays. When Jake fills you in, you can't believe it. The whole thing sounds nuts to you. But since your life has suddenly turned crazy, every word rings true. Rachel has taken your complaint about Phoebe morphs and run with it. The plan is to collect wild creature morphs at the gardens. Since Cassie's mother works there, you can get behind the scenes and try to acquire some truly fierce DNA. That is, if you don't get caught. You meet up with all the others at the gardens. Okay, Cassie says, after you get your admission tickets. Just stay close. You follow her into the main building. It's been fashioned into a rainforest, with animals in their natural habitats. Cassie leads you through an unmarked door. You stop, confused. Suddenly, you're in Industrial City. Gray walls, concrete floor. After the sights and sounds of the rainforest, the contrast makes you dizzy. Cassie points to the doorways. These lead to the exhibits, she explains. You nod, but you can't quite imagine opening one and popping in to say hello to a tiger or a grizzly bear. How do you guys feel about gorillas? Cassie asks. You think she's kidding. But she hands Marco an apple, and before you know it, he's actually touched his huge gorilla called Big Jim. He acquires his DNA. This gives you all courage somehow. One of you came close to a wild creature and survived. I say we head for the big exhibits, Marco says. We need firepower. You start to head toward the big creatures. But you hear a whirring sound. A golf cart is headed your way. A security guard. Split up. Cassie hisses. She takes off with Tobias and Rachel. Jake and Marco are already running. You spin around and run back the way you came. You hear the golf cart behind you, and you fake left and go right. The corridors are a maze, but this helps you. Before too long, you've lost the guard. Now what? You wish Cassie were here to tell you what is behind the doors. You open one cautiously. At first, all you see are treetops. The door opens out onto a little ledge, concealed by leaves. It is high above the habitat of the animal, whatever that animal is. You peer down. Something moves at your level and you jump back in alarm. A giraffe is almost eye level with you. It turns velvety brown eyes at you and blinks long eyelashes. Hey there, you say softly. You shake the tree branch a little. Somewhere you've read that giraffes feed on treetops. You don't think they attack humans, you hope. The giraffe takes a delicate step toward you. It passes by you, so close you can smell the dusky fur. You put out a tentative hand and touch its flank. The giraffe stops moving. So this is it, this is the trance. So strange that you can put such a large, strong creature to sleep. You close your eyes and concentrate. When you're done, you pat the giraffe gently. Thanks, you say. You slip back inside the corridor. That encounter went so well that it gives you confidence. You continue down a sloping ramp. When you come to the next door, you open it and slip inside. You're in a savanna. Dry trees, sand. Hot, but a dry heat. You don't see the animal at first. You hear it. Air up. Up. R up. The cry raises the hair on the back of your neck. It is close to human. The animal is wavering on long front legs. The fur is sandy colored and coarse. You don't think you've ever seen an uglier animal. She should be down by now, a voice says. Quickly, you crouch down behind some food bins as the door opens. 2 white-jacketed workers come in. Takes a few minutes, the other one says. We better wait until she's completely out. Are you kidding? I wouldn't go near a hyena otherwise, the other man says. He peers into the enclosure. She's down. Okay, let's go. The vet's waiting. Oh, darn. I left the stretcher by the elevator. Well, I'm not staying here alone. The 2 workers exit. You creep toward the sleeping hyena. Just as you approach, it opens one eye. The look is deadly, like a shark's. As if your only worth is for food. It's too late to run back now. Instead, you gather your courage and brush your hand along the creature's side. The eye closes. Your touch, combined with the tranquilizers, has made the hyena pass out. You concentrate. As soon as you're done, you run away. Fast. When you close the door behind you, the white-jacketed workers are heading toward you with a stretcher. Hey! One of them calls. Stop! The other one says. They toss aside the stretcher. They start to run toward you. You could wait and think of a story. But it seems easier just to run. Chapter 8. You sprint around a corner, straight into a security guard. Whoa, he says. Two strong hands grip your arms. Where are you going? The workers come up behind you. They're both out of breath. Tried to break into the hyena habitat, one of them says, gasping. The grip tightens. So what's your name, kid? You think about telling the truth. Well, not the whole truth. But at least saying that you know Cassie's mom. The only trouble is, that might get Cassie in trouble. And it could bring too much attention to the others. So you say nothing. He frowns. We got reports of vandals in the park. Come along with me. He marches you down the corridor into a small waiting room. There are 2 policemen there. Great. Just what you need. I know you were called about a disturbance by the snack bar, the security guard says. But no name here was caught sneaking into the animal habitats. The taller policeman sighs. Obviously, he doesn't want the burden of some kid. Let's move, he says. They keep you between them as they march you outside to a loading area behind the snack bar. A police van is parked there. On the side of the van are the words K9 unit. Strange thing, for a kid to be sneaking into animal cages, one policeman says. They aren't cages, the other one says. They're habitats. Whatever. Sit here. The taller policeman puts a hand on your shoulder and shoves you down on a bench. And don't think about moving. Princey and Gail won't take too kindly. 2 German shepherds bound out of the police van and sit in front of you. One of the dogs bares its teeth. Stay, the policeman says, and moves off to go talk on the van radio. You've got to get away. In just a few hours, you're supposed to meet the others at school to invade the Yerrick pool. Your only choice is a morph. But what's the best way to get away from the cops? You have to make a choice fast, while their backs are turned. You choose. A hyena. A K9 police dog. A giraffe.